There was an ongoing family law property dispute involving a couple who were known only by the pseudonyms Mr. and Mrs. Stradford. The presiding judge was Judge Salvatore Vasta, and Judge Vasta was frustrated because over a long period of time, Mr. Stradford had failed to comply with repeated requests to come to court and bring to court documents which outlined his financial situation. And he did this repeatedly over a long period of time. And so I think it was December 2018, there's a court hearing and Justice Vasta becomes very angry with Mr. Stradford for failing to bring these documents, and he finds him in contempt of court and sentences him to 12 months in prison. At that point, he's immediately led into detention and he spends a week in custody before lawyers intervene and secure his release. Now, during that period in custody, it's only a short week, it's just a week, but Mr. Stradford says that he was both physically threatened and physically assaulted by fellow prisoners. And upon his release, Mr. Stradford commenced a civil action for damages against Judge Vasta personally and also against the government for wrongful imprisonment. And in September 2023, a federal court judge rules in his favour and awards Mr. Stradford $300,000 in damages. And this decision sent shockwaves through the legal system. It was the first time that it had ever happened, that a judge had been found personally liable for damages for what took place in a courtroom. And it got appealed all the way to the High Court, and that decision's just come down.
OK, so the High Court has overturned the earlier federal court ruling. What was its reasoning for doing that?
Ros, really interesting decision. The High Court found that all judges up and down the court hierarchy enjoy an immunity from being sued for what takes place in a courtroom, in other words, their court decisions. The High Court stressed that this blanket public immunity is not designed for the benefit of individual judges. It pointed out that there's an important public policy objective here, and that's to make sure that all judges can feel that they can go about their business, go about their decision making without the threat of litigation, without the threat of looking over their shoulder. So this is about ensuring judicial independence and judicial efficiency. The High Court stressed that if there is a wrongful act by a judge, one, there's the appeal process, but two, there can be processes for the discipline and removal of a judicial officer if that is required. But crucially, Ros, in paragraph 4 of the first page of the joint judgment of the 4 judges, it says, and if there's been an unjust treatment that caused harm to the victim, it may be that a legislative scheme for making an ex gratia payment may compensate the victim. They're important words. So
picking up on that comment then, I understand Mr. Stradford's lawyer has told you that he's lodging an official request for compensation.
Yes, indeed, Ros. His lawyer, Mr. Stradford's lawyer, Sam Tierney, has confirmed to me that he is, I think it was yesterday, had lodged an official request to the finance minister, that's the minister who receives these requests, asking for compensation. And he said that, Sam Tierney says that he's hoping that because both the federal court and the High Court have both looked at this case and they've both agreed on what the facts were, the man was wrongfully imprisoned, he's hoping that the finance minister will expedite the request and award and hand his client compensation.